Well, ladies and gentlemen, apologies for the small delay, but we're back. Tier 2 action here for Aussie Formula Racing here at the Melbourne, Australia GP Albert Park Circuit. And joining me tonight is Panda. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Yourself? Glad to be here.
Yeah, pretty good to be back in the commentary box, my happy place, compared to the racing cockpit, let's say, here. Absolutely no luck on circuit again once for me, but it's not about me, it's about these Tier 2 boys now. As we are loading into qualifying, and we are greeted with nice sunny skies here in Melbourne. And that'll be probably lighting the smiles off of the drivers in the cockpits, Panda.
Oh yeah, that's right. Wet here is really difficult here. You've got lots of tight corners and also lots of long sweeping corners. Lots of places to get the arse end kicking out.
Yeah, and really it's just a very, very low grip surface in the dry and particularly in the wet. So I'm sure that they will be all very, very happy, and we're hearing that it's going to be a dry race as well in the chat. So thank you, Bait Mate. Appreciate that. So all dry as it was in Tier 1, and I'm not sure, was it all dry in Tier 3? Obviously you would know.
Pretty sure it was. Obviously I retired early on, so I didn't get to see the second part of the race, but I think it is. Got a Williams first out on track. Looks to be...
And that would be Dutchy. In his Williams. So 18 minutes of qualifying, followed by the 29 laps. Enough time for probably 3 or 4 time lapse here, at most here. Maybe 5, but back-to-back laps isn't really the most viable option here anyway, so not many chances to get it right. Yeah, tyre temps, plus just overall tyre wear on that soft.
Yep, a lot of drivers choosing to get their bankers in on the medium tyre.
Yeah, so maybe thinking in case there's a race safety car that they have a nice fresh pair of softs saved in the garage for them.
So keep a nice fresh pair of softs, you never know what could happen. Late safety car. If you have that fresh pair, it could work against others who have wear on their softs, so you'll have an advantage there. Yeah,
absolutely. And the fresh softs here in the race here, they are very powerful. And you combine that with the fact that the track is rather green at the beginning of the 18-minute qualifying. The medium's a great choice to get your first sort of trip of anger around the circuit here. But
as we see Frozzle coming down the main straight.
Take us through that, Panda.
Into turn 1, into turn 2, long apex out of the corner, now down the DRS straight. Coming down into turn 3, really important braking zone. You've got to get the exit right here. On the curve, that's good. Keep it round. Now take 4th in this corner. Keeping the throttle really sensitive there. Now around this corner here, quick as you can. Oh, the rear snaps out. That's going to cost him a few tenths there, and it looks like he's backed out of it.
Yeah, most definitely. Just very easy to do there on that medium tyre through that corner. But we'll pick up Dutchy and we can keep going around the lap. As he's coming around long right-hander turn number 8 now.
That's it, now into turn 9, through to 10. Really important traction zone. The rear can snap real bad here. As you see, Dutchy having to maneuver the steering wheel to keep it in a straight line. Now the infamous turn 11 and 12. Really quick corners. Gonna have to nail it on the exit. Oh no! Looks like he backs out of it as well.
Invalidation, yeah.
Invalidated.
So psycho. I don't know, it's actually Mr. Spicer. But there was a 5+ penalty for combat ride. I don't know if you noticed, mate, for contact with Saska.
Yeah, it's very interesting there. So, I wonder what happened.
Well, they are somewhere on the circuit. Maybe the pit exit. I'm not quite sure where it was. But anyway, here comes Mr. Spicer. He's going to set the first lap time.
What's the first time going to be? He lays down the gauntlet with a 122.42, and Psycho immediately beats it. Both Tauris immediately on it from the get-go.
Yeah, absolutely. Just
Great start for the AlphaTauri team.
Went to pick up Nemo, but he's got 0 front wing on his Huss, so it would be the Red Bull of Wahid, mate. So he's on that medium compound coming around the final corner now.
Wahid, very experienced driver, been here for many years. Can only manage P5 though, although he is on that medium tyre.
Yeah, he's on that medium. And really, there's not much point pushing on that medium. Just sort of get yourself some sort of lap time to chase throughout the rest of the session.
Just use the medium, get your eye into the track, make sure you can wheel the car around without too many mistakes.
Yeah, just make sure you end up with all 4 tyres as you go back to the pit lane.
That's it.
As I found out in Q3, it's not a good option to destroy your car halfway through the session with no good time on the board.
No, that's not it. But now only 3 drivers with really representable times now. Psycho, Spicer, and Fast are all on soft tyres. Everybody else, except from Keeper, is on the medium.
Yeah, we got Basink. He's 6 and a bit tenths up here in the Alfa Romeo on reserve.
Oh, and he spins in the final corner.
Does exactly what I did in Q3, except he didn't go on the wall. So obviously he's a better driver than me.
Spins on the final corner. That's going to hinder his confidence a bit.
I think once he puts that soft tyre on, it should be okay in that cockpit. There's a pretty big difference between the medium and the soft here. Just the feel of the car. The medium in the race is brilliant, but in qualifying, not so much.
And now we have Memphis, also known as Skin, starting his lap through turn 2. Good exit. Now running down the DRS straight. Down into turn 3. He's going to have to get this right. Takes the second gear. Lower gear than preferred. Down to 3rd, into 5th. Now through turn 5. On the exit of the curb. He's doing well. 6, 7, and 8 all chain very nicely. This looks like a good lap.
Car hooked up nicely by the looks of it. And again, just riding that curve very nicely there on the exit of 9 through 10.
Great traction through 9 and 10.
Yeah, brilliant traction up through now turn 11 and 12. Hardest part of the circuit, I'd say. Just about 50% throttle through the apex of 12 there. Just trying to keep the car nice and under control in this early part of qualifying.
Very tidy lap.
Yeah, it's looking great. It's looking really good from the men.
And the tidy laps are normally the fastest, Stevie.
They are. You want to be as close to the limit without going over it. So here comes Skins around the final corner now. And you'd expect this to be a pretty good lap time. And it is.
And it is 22.4. Really competitive, but not enough to bring down those 2 Tauris. They're firmly locked up there.
Yeah,
just gotta wait and see.
Those Tauris are very quick in Q1 as well, so something's working nicely for that team down, out of Italy this week.
Yeah, I think they got a bit of the act together, and bit of inside scoop I've heard. The Tauris really tailor their setup for straight line performance, so they get a lot of their time on the DRS straights.
Yeah, and I'd say at this circuit that's not quite as important in others, but at other circuits it tends to work very well for those boys, and it just gives you more ERS to play with as well during the race.
Easy to play with, easy to overtake.
And hello to Pondon's viewers, all 127 of you. Welcome as Dutchy goes P1 with the 22.1. Thank you for the love, Pondon. We'll see you at the GP next week. Now, Sneaky, championship leader, Panda, yet to set a lap time as Skins goes fastest. I wouldn't say he's in trouble yet, but...
Nah, plenty of time yet, so Sneaky's got plenty of time, but he's on his lap. He just started his lap into turn 1. He looks like he's taking it easy, not running it all the way out to the curb.
You'd suspect him to try and just get a lap time on the board here now, halfway through the session. Because you don't want to leave it to the last run with all of that pressure, let's say, to set your lap time. Especially around Albert Park where it's hard to overtake.
Yeah, you can tell Sneaky's taking it easy on this lap. He's just wanting to get a lap in. But still, sets purple sector 1. Beautiful turn 9 and 10. no slip on the exit, just straight out of that corner. Now into turns 11 and 12. How will he take it? Leaves it in 7th. Gets pretty alright rotation, but not what he'd like. Now down into turn 13. Hooks through on the apex of the corner. Very nice there. Down into turn 14. He's doing it. Looks like a very tidy lap. Now the final 2 corners, 15 and 16. We're going to name it, you chain it together, and then get a good run out of 16. A few turns there. Now down onto the front straight, sorry. To the line. What's it going to be? Provisional pole with a 121.1. Absolutely smashing the competition out of the water there.
Yeah, absolutely smacked him, and that's not the first time he's done that this season. That man is absolutely rapid.
He's looking like he's got a firm... He wants this championship.
He does. A short season as well, so you've got to maximise every race, and he's certainly doing that thus far during the season. Here comes Nemo in the Haas, currently 16th, moves up to 11th. And 11th, not a bad place to start with that choice of the medium tyre maybe for the race start.
It's alright.
What about Forehead? He's the one who's really given Sneaky a run for his money in the 2 races I've watched so far this season. And he comes down towards the stripe and crosses and only goes 4th with a 22.1, a second behind his rival. So he's got a lot of time to find if he's going to get near that pole position.
That's it, but the driver and sort of a he's second in the standings as well. Psycho, he's had a few good races, being second in the standings and sort of being a bit of an underdog. Also in the Terry, like Gasly.
I think the staple of this man's driving, Psycho, is just consistency. He's so consistent. He's a machine. He just scores points week on week on. And that's why he's finding himself in second in the championship right now. Not that he doesn't have pace, he definitely does. But it's consistently that wins you championships or gets you into the top 5 in a championship over the season. So
that's it. And Psycho, his consistency is I reckon one of his best qualities. He can just maximize his race position and just not push too hard. He knows it's a long season. Well, in this case, it's a short season, but you still got points over the course of a season regardless. So he's a very good season-long driver, Psycho.
Yes, he is. The Ferrari up to 4th, so that's a pretty good lap time from him. And it's pretty tight there for, second place, as Darkly is now second place. But Sneaky has got the Grand Canyon between him and the field at the moment.
Yeah, Sneaky's looking pretty safe up there in pole position, nearly 6/10 ahead of the rest of the field. That's just amazing.
It's absurd.
He must have that Red Bull dialed in.
He must have been watching FIBA all race long in Tier 1. That man,
I think any of us would.
I think if you need to learn, go and watch FIBA, because that man will teach you a thing or two.
Yeah, that's it. FIBA leading the Tier 1 championship.
The first thing he'll do is he'll give you an ego check.
Did he end up winning Tier 1?
He did.
So FIBA now on a 4-in-a-row winning streak in Tier 1.
Now, I haven't been around in AFR that long, but that's got to be rivaling the sort of records of Tier 1 not consistent wins? What's the word I'm looking for?
I think the AFR record, and someone can fact check me in the chat here, but I think the AFR record for consecutive race wins is 5, if I'm correct. Set by Revo back in season 4. Yeah, season 3 or 4.
Yes, that is the word I was looking for, but... Well, he's with a chance to equal it. Well, not next week, as we have a week off, but the following week in whatever circuit we're travelling to.
Singapore. We're going to be travelling to Singapore in 2 weeks' time.
Yes.
Now, Cowboy just started lapping the Mercedes. Both Mercedes really just not on the pace tonight. They're 17 and 18.
Yeah, struggle streak tonight for those guys, but still time in qualifying.
Cowboy round turn 5. He's lifted a bit. Doesn't feel all that confident in that Merc. He's not taking the curbs as much as he should, but
I think he's turned that ARS off.
yeah, he's abandoning the lap. He's gonna compose himself and set up for another push lap.
Well, we can go to Wahid now, who is actually invalid, so we'll have to find someone else to analyse the lap off. Vassar in the Alpine coming around the far side of the lake now, towards the high-speed chicane. And this is going to be bonkers in the real-life GP next week. The approach speed is going to be immense.
Very good turn 11 and 12 there for Vassar. He's pushing to get 11 tenths out of that Alpine mistake-free, and he's just nailing every corner at the moment. Super clean.
Mikael has fact-checked you in the chat, and the record is at 7. 7 in a row from Revo in season 4, apparently. Thank you, Mikael.
Right. So it was 7 up 5. My apologies.
Germany to Japan, so sort of mid-season to the end of the Asian stint of the calendar back then.
Yeah, well, Revo's only got three more. And it would be a matched record being both drivers in Tier 1, so it is on the cards for FIBA. It's going to be a tough ask though.
So I'm going to have to make sure he doesn't do it. Put in the hard yards.
That's it. Now, Combat he's on a lap. He just had a purple... No, I think that was the game just bugging out.
He is 2.5 tenths up though.
Yeah, not a bad lap. 2.5 tenths will net him in the top 10. Bit wide through that corner right there.
Yeah, he turned in a little bit early, had a correction, and then it put him wide. And now through 15 now.
Good 15, bit deeper than you would like, but on the power, out of turn 16. Now running down to the line. Will he sit? P6.
Good lap there from the McLaren.
Yeah, both McLarens actually in the top 6th and 4th. They're sitting pretty up there at the moment.
They are. And Wahid has retired in the pit lane, just due to time. Won't be able to make it back out.
So Wahid's done. He's netted in 13th. Good change.
Yes, 13th at best for that man.
Now we have Dutchy coming across the line. He now goes P3, joining his teammate on the second row of the grid. Now both Alpines on the second grid. Now we have a Red Bull sneaky crossing the line on his out lap. He's going to be starting a lap now. Now the Aston Martin, one of the Astons.
I think it is Mr. Spicer, mate, coming around the final corner. It is. Can he improve further up into the top 10? He does, up to 5th place with a 3/10th improvement. So 121.8 for him right now.
See, one of the Ferraris just starting a lap. Sag Kid starting a lap. Now Skins jumps to P4. Now we have Forehead across the line. He couldn't improve, but I think he's going again. Now the Williams of... I think that is...
That was Darkley. Up to 2nd, mate.
Darkley, what a lap by him.
Yeah, crack up.
Now the Mercedes Cowboy comes across the line. He doesn't improve. He stays P17. Now we have the AlphaTauri of Psycho across the line. He goes P5. What a lap from the AlphaTauri there.
Comes Keeper.
Keeper across the line. Opens the DRS down the main straight. Where will he sit? He only jumps his teammate P17. Not a good day for the Mercedes in qualifying.
Sneaky on pole, and he is going faster in that Red Bull. Can he crack the 20s? That is the question of the qualifying as he comes down towards the stripe, and he goes to a 121.111. A very satisfying time.
He still secures his pole. Now we have Fluxy across the line. He goes
15.
Can't improve.
Frozzle
a little bit.
up to 5th.
Now the Haas of Dalek goes
pole!
pole!
Out of nowhere!
Dalek out of nowhere sets pole position with a 120.955. What a lap from the Haas there, DG.
This absolutely cracker. Saggy Kid unable to deny him And I think that is qualifying done and dusted unless Forehead is on the push. He's equal with his time, but I think he has backed off in this final sector.
Yeah, Forehead had a spin. You can see the dirt on his car. He had a spin earlier. Yep,
And
he's done.
someone was saying that Dalek was keen for this race in the Twitch chat, and he's delivered in qualifying a 1:20.9, the only driver into the 1 minute 20s, and out of nowhere has stolen that pole position from Sneaky. Well done to that gentleman. That's an absolute cracker.
What a lap from Dalek. What a lap. To deny Sneaky like that when Sneaky had such a lead over the next person behind him. God, Dalek really pulled that out of his bag of tricks, didn't he?
He really did. He kept it for the end.
Now, this makes me excited because Dalek and Sneaky, not far apart, yet they're a bit ahead of the rest of the grid. I reckon it's going to be a dog fight for the win tonight.
I hope you're right. I would love I'd love a multi-car battle, but I'll settle for a 2-car battle that lasts for the 29 laps. But Dalek on pole from Sneaky, and that's Darkly in that Williams in third. And those two up front, as you're saying, quite a little gap there from the rest of the field. So it's going to be interesting to see what their race pace is like.
See, both Williams in the top 5 as a team, they're looking poised to take a good haul of points. All good grid positions throughout. The 2 Alpha Tauris, both in the top 10, same as the both McLarens. Not a good day for the Astons and the Mercedes, it seems like, both out of the top 10, both teams.
Yeah, those Mercedes are the ones that are sticking out like a sore thumb as a team, unfortunately. But a 20.9, so that's, what, 7/10 off the pole of Tier 1? Just shows how quick Faber was. That lap time was insane.
Not a bad
Yeah, a pretty good effort from these boys, and now their minds have to change from qualifying to race, to management, to patience. When do I attack? When do I defend? And you got to be careful here because there's a few corners where if you're stuck behind a couple cars, there's not much in the way of visibility. So
exactly, and you also got to think of the dirty air with these cars. We're not in the 2022 cars yet. It's dirty air still plays a factor. So through turns 11 and 12. It is pronounced.
I found turn 16 the worst, really.
Yeah, turn 16
Turn 16 was really bad in the dirty air, so I actually found myself in the outside wall almost a couple of times.
You need that front end turn in, so we're going to see which drivers can really focus their setups for the race.
Yeah, definitely. So the preparation, formation, whatever lap you want to call it, to come, and then we go to lights out.
That's it, Dalek leading the field away. Full 20-car field tonight.
Yeah, great to see.
Yeah, great to see. Full 20-car field at Australia. I'm looking forward to this race.
Oh, absolutely. So it is Dalek on pole from Sneaky, and then Darkly. I think that he is a reserve, correct me if I'm wrong. So that's a great performance on reserve from him in the Williams. Then the Saggy Kid in 4th, Dutchy. Skin / Memphis Reigns there in 6th, Frozzle in the Alfa Romeo 7th. Psycho and Mr. Spicer line up 8th and 9th. Basink on the soft tyres in 10th. Then it is Forehead and Diesler going with the medium tyres in 11th and 12th position. They've moved up 1 spot because of that penalty from Combat Rat. Wahid in 13th on the softs. Combat Rat in 14th. He is on the softs obviously because he was in that top 10 in qualifying. Fluxy in that Aston Martin on the softs in 15th. Vassar 16th on the softs. Keeper 17th on the softs. We've got Kufu Cowboy on the mediums in 18th. Saxa and Nemo round out the grid on the softs.
Yeah, that's it. And people to note, we've got both Tauris, 8th and 9th. They're poised to move up the field. And also Forehead, very quick driver, and he's down in 11th on the medium tyres. So he's going to be one to watch later in the race.
Yeah, definitely. You just got to try and stay out of trouble on those mediums because you need to do quite a significant amount of the race on those mediums, and you don't want to be getting wing damage early on.
No, that's it. The medium tyre, like, you start on the mediums, it's just damage control. Damage control the whole first stint. Just don't try to race anyone. Take easy positions when you can and just be patient. Your race comes later.
Yes, absolutely. So the stream is lagging a little bit apparently, so I just try and minimize a few things to try and boost that along, but unfortunately there's not much I can do. Australian Wi-Fi at its best. But we're coming around the final corner. Hopefully they've got their tyre temps in the right window, Panda, as there's not much they can do now about it. They just got to sit there and wait.
Now they come to their grid positions. Dalek are lining up on the left side of the grid, the grippier side. Sneaky on the right side of the grid. He's got that dirty side. Now it's all going to rely on the launches here. Can he get the good launch and get Dalek into turn 1? Now the lights are about to come on.
Oh, here we go. Tier 2, Aussie Formula Racing, Season 8. The lights are coming on here around the Albert Park circuit. They are all on ahead of the drivers. And we are underway here. And it looks like a pretty good even start there from the front row. They're fanning out towards the back, 3 wide into turn 1 between the Williams and the Ferrari. And he's around.
We've got a Williams around. It's a diesel. It's looks like Darkly.
It is Darkly around. And Wahid retired. He's sideways in the middle of turn 2. And as you'd expect, we have a safety car.
Big accident from the drivers back there. They just must have just gone 3 into 2, 2 into 1 into the first and second corner. Darkly getting caught out. Must have been tapped on the rear. And Wahid, I think he was just a passenger there. Couldn't do anything about it. But great start from the leaders. We got Dalek leading away. Sneaky second. Dutchy third. Shame his teammate back in P19 though.
Yeah.
And I've just been getting word the teammates actually touched.
They did.
The two Williams came together.
Yeah, the Williams went in side by side into turn 1. The Saggy kid was on the inside. He backed out. Pretty smart of him. And the 2 Williams went in and they touched. So we're under the virtual safety car at the moment. I don't actually have any safety car riding, but I don't see the safety car dot. So pretty sure we're under the virtual safety car.
Well, these drivers yeah, we're still under VOC. They're still managing their pace.
Yes, they are. So, up 6 spots, Saxar. Up 5 spots, Nemo. Up 3 spots, Diesel. They're the biggest winners. Obviously, the biggest loser is Wahid, and then Darkly and Combat Rat. So, I suspect it might have been Combat Rat and Wahid getting sort of mixed up there together at the first corner, and the Williams getting tangled up between themselves as they went into turn number 1. As we go green flag racing once again, and right away, the Saggy kid's got an absolutely shocking restart. And side by side to turn 1, Frozzle is on the punch. He's going after this Williams. Skins is going to try and go with him. They're almost 3, 4, 5 wide down towards the next corner.
Around the outside.
Skins is trying to go for it. Saggy kid's on the defense from Psycho in the background. But Frozzle's hung on to that one. He's made another move, a couple of moves I think actually at that safety car restart.
Great restart from him. Interesting. Now we got Basnick. I think he's at a moment. Yeah, he has. He's dropping positions like crazy. He's back down in P16. Wonder what happened to him. Oh, and we got Keeper fishtailing all over the track.
Oh, 2 wide, almost down towards turn number 9. As they're just trying to figure out who's in what position. And there is a car around. Oh no, I think my game's crashed. That's very unfortunate.
Mine has too.
Fire back up quickly. Sorry folks, we're trying to fire this back up very, very quickly and get back into the session.
No, I don't think any of the drivers' games crashed. I think it's
just a spectator thing. That's happened a few times. I think that I've seen. But luckily we're on PC and things fire up pretty quickly. You don't have to restart applications and consoles and all that sort of thing. So I'm already joining back into the session. Hopefully nothing major's happened. And we've got a few cars in the pit lane. It is Basic, Darkly, Diesel and Keeper. They are all in the pit lane. It is still Dalek leading from Sneaky up front. As I see, you have rejoined the session, my friend. So let's get all this telemetry sort of side back up and running again.
There we go. Now, interesting. Dalek is Sneaky's keeping him honest. He hasn't pulled away. So
Is DRS still for the Red Bull? And they have pulled quite the gap on the rest of the field, but that was really down at turn number 1 when the Williams went side by side, and that backed the entire field up.
A Tauri and a Ferrari going side by side. Psycho and Saggy side by side. I think Saggy just regained the position there through T14, going through T15, 16 now. Saggy just leading ahead of the two Tauris. I think Psycho attempted to move but he couldn't complete it. Now his teammate Spicer, are they going to be team orders?
Doesn't look like it. Oh, it does look like it, actually.
No, that doesn't look like it.
It's hard to tell the depth perception as you look down the main straight, but yeah, he sort of backed out of that move, Mr. Spicer. And Psycho leads the AlphaTauris as he was. But what happened? That was a problem for Psycho because he had a big snap in turn 16. Just trying to get the throttle down to it. I think someone has binned it, and it is Skins.
Skins,
he is sideways, and that is a full safety car, my friend.
At a turn 5, full safety car. It's tight for the pit window. It's very, very tight for the pit window. They could theoretically go on the mediums, but they'd have to stretch them. The hards, they're not that good here, as far as I know.
Yeah, so it is quite a long pit lane here. 60 kilometers an hour. It is 25 plus seconds that you lose, so it is kind of a no-brainer. But as you said, it's going to be pushing it. The hard tyre isn't awful here, and I think we might see a few of the drivers, especially those on the mediums, consider it.
Now let's see what Dalek does. Will he blink? He does blink, and Sneaky follows. Yep, there's going to be a whole grid. The whole field will be pitting.
Yeah.
Although I think everyone except Forehead. Let's see where Forehead will... I reckon he's going to be quite a ways up there.
Tell you who's going to be a big loser out of this. Where is Psycho going? Just cutting some grass there down at turn 15. But Mr. Spicer, he's going to be a big loser out of this. Look at the train behind the two AlphaTauris. And they're going to be double stacking, mate. So
here we go. We've got Dalek out, Sneaky out, Dutchy out. Where will Forehead slide in? He just beats Frozzle out of the pits. He's sitting P4 on those 4-lap old medium tyres. Now he will have to pit again, so this is not good news for him. But to everyone behind, he's just going to be an absolute roadblock. And now, interesting strategy call from Saggy and Psycho.
Softs.
Choosing to get fresh softs.
Well, they did have those fresh softs we're talking about in qualifying. Maybe feeling that medium's going to be a bit of a push to the end of the race. And that another safety car is quite a high probability. You know, safety cars breed safety cars.
Well, they've committed now to the 2-stop. Theoretically, you could take these mediums to the end of the race with the safety car laps. It's just... we're pushing it.
It is a bit of a prayer about another safety car, I suspect, from those two. And as I was saying, Spicer, he would have been 8th. He is now 14th because he had to double stack behind his teammate.
Yeah, Spicer really unlucky getting caught behind his teammate. Look how many positions he's lost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positions down just from a double stack. He's got to be hurting.
Yeah, absolutely. But while we're under this full safety car, we might as well have a look at the race start again. If my macros want to work, which is always a nice thing. And I don't think they do, so no replay, unfortunately. But it was contact between the Williams at turn number 1 that sent Darkley from 3rd or 4th position to the back. But fortunately for them, they've had this safety car which has brought them back up to the field at least.
A little bit, but that's... you got to be just hurting for the Williams team. They have such a good campaign on at the moment. They're sitting last, actually. And so both of them up in the top 5 it was.
Yeah, it was a brilliant opportunity for them to get some great points on the board. And unfortunately, at turn 1, quite a lot of those hopes and dreams have gone floating away. But they've still got one car in the top 3.
Yep, Dutchy in a good position to score some points. Still a long race to go. Then we have Sneaky. Like, did he just leave the session?
He has disconnected or left or something the session. Hopefully he can
doesn't
get back in.
That's big.
Sneaky, 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 sneaky. I can't see him. I was going to try and send him an invite, but...
That car will be out.
Yes, do you expect it to be in this lap? Maybe a bit of a later call?
Depends on how quick Decelerate can catch up, because once the safety car reaches around turn 14...
Oh, well, he's not going to be catching up now, but it's going to be coming in.
It's going to be coming in anyway.
Well, he's facing backwards.
Wow, so burned Mainlander just decided to... Yep, no, I'm not going to wait for Decelerate. Sorry, mate.
He's off to go, I don't know, sit in the pit lane or grab a snack.
Yeah, I think he...
Enjoy a little zinger box here while I was in Australia. Absolute
he's
food
got
of the
his
gods.
zinger waiting in the pit lane. He just couldn't wait.
Absolutely, he's a man of the zing.
That's it. So now we got Dalek. Now, when is he going to blink? When is he going to set the field going?
Well, has Sneaky got himself back into the session? I think he has just, but he might miss this restart.
I think
but we're going around the final corner.
He has missed the restart. The AI is still in control.
And here goes the Williams down towards turn number 1.
Dutchy down the inside into turn 1. Sneaky will try to hold it, but he gets pushed out onto the grass. Great racing there.
And now here comes Forehead.
Forehead looking for a move.
Oh, as he's rejoined, and he gets that little laggy bubble jump back as he takes control of the car, and that sort of lets Forehead slip past him.
And he's going to be a bit frazzled as Frozzle tries to get past.
Oh, I see what you did there. I like that. Look at Saggy Kid. He's really pushing down towards turn number 9.
Good defending there by Frozzle.
And remember, Saggy Kid, he's on those softs, so he's going to have a very, very strong pace for the next couple of laps at least.
Yeah, he's just a matter of make up as many positions as he can. Oh, Sneaky had a bad run. Now, Saggy Kid down through the inside of Frozzle takes the advantage. Really good reading of that other car there. Now, but Frozzle, he will try to fight back on the outside. And he gets pushed off Saggy, closing the door on Frozzle there. Great racing. Yeah,
good move. And that's just unfortunate for Frozzle, really. A snap for the car ahead left him in all sorts of trouble to the Ferrari.
And Sneaky, he's going to be angry. He's going to want to get back those positions back.
And yeah, he's going to be on the charge now.
He's closing on a radar not on Forehead. He wants to make the move. He's burning that ERS. He's going to make a move here. Looking to the inside. Down the inside of Forehead. Forehead won't fight it that hard. Lets him have it.
So Forehead still needs to stop. So he knows that he's not racing Sneaky in this race.
No, a bit wide there. He might have got a warning, but I think he's just trying to keep himself safe, keep himself alive. His race still comes later.
He's racing this man in this Ferrari, but they're in completely different worlds in pace. Those softs are absolutely flying on the Ferrari right now.
Saggy does slap the door down on Forehead. Now that was a bit grey. He did push him out. Might be a bit of talking about that after the race. We shall see. But Forehead, not a great run.
One for the stewards.
Forehead dropping positions now. Frozzle, he's now on the back of him. Looking to the outside. He decides to back out of it. No, he sends it around the outside, but Forehead closes the door.
Does this give Psycho the opportunity he's looking for on the softs?
Now Psycho, he's known to... He will take it if it comes. He's not going to go for it, but if the opportunity is there, he will He's really good at taking those opportunities when they show up.
Yeah, and we're saying how consistent he is, but he's gone for this very aggressive strategy. So he's going to have to get a bit aggressive to make it work.
Show his pace to make this strat work like Saggy's right now.
Yeah, they were together at the safety car restart.
P4.
Yeah, they were together, line and stern at the safety car restart. Saggy is the one on the attack, on the aggressor, and he's making it work at the moment. He's up to fourth, as you were saying.
Yeah, Psycho, he's being just a bit cautious at the moment, and I don't think he really should be. He should be getting his elbows out a bit, making those positions while he's still got those soft tyres.
Yeah, definitely. They won't last forever.
No, they won't. I reckon he's only got about a good 3 laps left of decent running before they start dropping off.
Yeah, I don't think you're too far out of the ballpark there. You're definitely, well, sorry, you're in the ballpark. Where I couldn't tell you. But Forehead looking just to steady the ship a little bit after he's been in the wars after this safety car restart. Just battles after battles.
That's Nick and Saxa exchanging positions down in turn 13.
Oh, that someone's in the background is off. That's the wounds of Darkly.
He goes wide in 14, now, sorry, 15, now into 16. He gets loose again. Saxy's going to have try for a move down into 1 with the DRS. Easy does it there. Easy move with the DRS assistance. But there's a collision.
Oh, contact! He's in the wall! He's in the wall, lost his end plate on the left-hand side.
You just got too over eager there, too overreaching.
Oh, wow. And battle for second. A Sneaky getting very bargy with Dutchy.
Now they're on the same wear tyres, so it's an even fight between the two. Sneaky's got only one car in his mind, and that's that Haas sitting P1. He wants to get back up there.
He's going to have to drive like a man possessed to get there. But his first challenge is to get past this Williams out through turn 12. Good run for the Red Bull. And he's got the DRS now. I'm sure the battery is well and truly flowing in that cockpit. And not able to do it. Just a little bump there on the rear end from the Red Bull into turn 13.
Thinking better of it. He's making Dutchy work. He's making Dutchy use that DRS, putting him under pressure.
Oh, another
Giving
bump.
a little bump there. Oh, that was a bit of a bumper run.
Oh, he's got damage.
Sneaky, he's got wing damage.
He's got damage from that. Well, there was repeated bumps from the Red Bull.
He just one bump too many. Caught him out. Now he's got wing damage. Oh, he's gonna be killing himself.
Oh,
he's gonna fall back all the way down to the
Kid side by side with the Williams turn 1 and 2. And he's going to try again down towards turn 3. DRS open, ERS flowing. And he clears him into the braking zone. Well done to the Saggy Kid.
That. They're on different strategies.
No, he does not. And Frozzle, he's making the move on Forehead. Psycho tucked up in behind. Psycho is going to get on the offensive now.
Sneaky choosing to go on the softs. I think unless he gets a safety car, he's going to have to drive the wheels off that Red Bull to make anything of it.
Yeah, he's going to struggle to get those to the end. And there's a car
Now
sideways.
We've got Vasta around.
Oh, wow. He has got no wing on that car.
Yep, so Vasta's pitting. Sneaky will be up to P12 and everyone behind up 1 position.
Yeah, there's a lot of clean air at least for Sneaky. That's the one silver lining, I suppose.
Oh, Dutchy, I think he's going to try and come back on Saggy.
And as you're saying, probably 3 laps of good running. What was that, 2 laps ago for the softs? So
yeah, Saggy, he's got more grip through the corners, but not by much. I reckon give it another lap and a half and they will be even on grip. Dutchy will start reeling him in then. So Saggy, he's got to drive the wheels off that Ferrari to try and get away.
yeah, definitely. And this is when he'll start asking his 8-ball if there's going to be a safety car in the next few laps before he makes any sort of decision to come into the pit lane.
Spicer now is close to the Ferrari of Saxa, Saggy's teammate. Oh, Saxa gets a bad run through turn 1 and 2. Spicer on the rear. He's tucked right up that gearbox. Twist to the inside. Down the inside. DRS assistance. Makes that move look easy, but Saxa fights back on the outside, but gives him the position in the end.
Dalek pulling away from Saggy Kid. Gap is opening to 4 seconds now.
Yeah,
And
Dalek is looking
Sneaky
well in
having this
control.
problems is really probably taken a chip of pressure off that man's shoulders. Dalek is
Oh.
really able just to run his race now. Settle in, get consistent. Don't crash. Don't get any penalties.
Dalek could just open a bag of chips in the cockpit and drive.
Now, what
He's
flavour of
looking really
chips?
smooth.
That's the big question.
It's got to be the Red Rock Deli sweet chili sour cream, mate.
Oh,
The
yeah, they're
only
not bad.
question.
I was thinking he was
Only
more of a
answer.
light and tangy man.
Oh, it could be, but Saggy, I think his tire advantage is just starting to head out the window.
Yeah, starting to fade now. The red car on the red tyres. He's got that wounds all over the back of him still. And DRS is going to be another opening as we come down towards turn 3, but you really have to be close through turn 1 and 2 to get down here at turn 3. It's just too short a straight.
Yeah, you need to be about 3 2/10.
Ooh, side-by-side forehead and a Psycho. But I think Psycho's just waited too long to use these softs.
Yeah, he's blown his advantage. He's just waited way too long. He should have been more aggressive from the safety car restart.
Decelerate is sideways in the barrier at turn 12.
Psycho really struggling on
Oh,
the
and
softs
Darkly is
now.
retired. He has crashed on the circuit. We have yellows in sector 1.
This could be a safety car.
Whoa, he's off. I mean, he's off the track. And I suspect we're not going to be getting a safety car. Much to the
No, they would've
disdain
deployed
of
it by
those on the
now.
soft tyres right now. They would have been hoping.
Yeah, it's just double wave yellows. Car's been cleared. Green flag racing.
And here we go, Dutchy, the closest he's been in the final sector in a few laps. Those mediums starting to come back to him in this battle.
That's it, Saggy. They're about even. They're about even on grip at the moment. But as the laps go down,
That seesaw is
Oh.
tipping. It's tipping slowly, but it is tipping.
you can just see how much more braking ability Dutchy has over Saggy. He's looking to the inside, just has a bit of a look. Doesn't try anything.
Yeah, he was 3-4 times as close as he was on the last lap, so it's coming. The overtake, it is brewing.
Saggy, he's really going to have to start thinking about getting a new set of tyres on.
Sneaky's made a move to 11th, past Saxa. The second Ferrari going backwards. As the Saggy kid, he gets a 3-second penalty.
He's got to pit anyway, so that won't play big of a deal now, but if it was on the same pit strategy as these guys, it would be huge.
You really just don't want penalties because you get a safety car at the end of the race, it bunches the whole field up.
Oh, look how much closer Dutchy can get on the braking now. Yep, those
Well,
tyres,
there's a cars round at 17, mate. One of the Alpines.
one of the Alpines, and now Saggy and Dutchy, they're coming around that final corner, turn 16. And you can tell the favour has swung, the advantage has swung. It is now Dutchy on the grippier tyres with 90% ERS. Saggy's having to use ERS to keep ahead. He's on 40%.
Is this the lap the move will be done?
Looks like it is. It's Dutchy pushing, swings to the outside. Saggy braking deep. He tries to fight it side by side. They're coming around the corner and they're still side by side, wheel banging. Getting their elbows out a bit. Will Saggy push him out? No. Dutchy round the outside of turn 5. What a move.
I think that's the preferred line to be in there when you're side by side because no one has the guts to keep it full, flat stick through there on the inside with that big curb.
Oh yeah,
You kind of just have to back, you just kind of have to back out when you're unfortunate on that line. So Dutchy gets his way through. Can the Saggy kid fight back?
And
or
look at
will
the
he
gap
be
now.
coming in?
7 tenths, 8 tenths. He's got to come in. He's just going to lose too much ground now. He's got to come in.
Yeah, and he's already been on 2 sets of soft, so it'll be for the medium. So they can easily
If he
do
does-
14 laps.
Easily. If he does pit for the mediums, he can go to the end. 100%.
And they'll actually stay in a very good condition for those 14 laps because it's not quite the extended 20 laps. Well, it's going to be
Well,
more like 25 for the rest of the drivers since they came in on the end of lap 4.
He's coming in. I suspect he will drop somewhere near his teammate.
I think you're right on that one as well, mate. And Psycho's following him in. 10 laps on the softs, enough for those guys.
Yeah, Psycho's going to be behind that Alpine, I reckon. Oh, Saggy, yeah, he's going to come out maybe even a bit ahead. He might come out, he might beat the Mercedes. Cowboy's running down. Oh, look at that, Saggy. He retains points position. Psycho on the other end, will he beat the Alpine? Yeah, he beats the Alpine with plenty of room to spare. But that Alpine is lapped, so it wouldn't matter anyway.
So Psycho out in 11th and Saggy Kid out in 8th. We'll see how that gamble pays off for the both of them. Really, I don't think it's going to come to fruition with them. And even if they get a safety car, everyone ahead of them will get a free pit stop. So,
if you were Dalek right now, what would you be thinking? When's the AFR meet up at the GP on the weekend? Maybe what's for dessert? Maybe am I leading the championship now? He is just sitting up there pretty.
He's in his own little world. Maybe he's just chatting with the boys in the hash chat. Who knows?
Probably.
Here comes Sneaky on the prowl again and snaps his way past Forehead with ease. Forehead yet to stop in this race. And expect to see him in probably two laps or so, I'd suspect.
Yeah, Sneaky, he's making good ground, but he's only going to make good ground for the next 3 laps, if that.
Yeah, and he's still 22 seconds off the lead.
He starts to pit. Going to the softs just wasn't the right call.
No, it wasn't. If he might drag them to the end, but at what cost?
Hoping for another safety car.
He is. If he doesn't manage to drag them to the end, it will be at what cost? Because you can't take softs that long without some sort of sacrifice.
Yeah, it's impossible to drag the softs to the end from here. They'll pop. They'll pop even on lap 24,
Could be spectacular
25.
viewing.
Would. He's in a Red Bull. He could pull a Checo Perez and try it. But if I was in that car, I wouldn't.
Yeah, it'd almost be faster to probably just get in, put more softs on, or to have just put mediums on to begin with.
Yeah, that's it.
Closest battle on the circuit for P11 between Keeper and Nemo. Nemo, 7-lap-old mediums, 2-lap-old mediums for Keeper. As he ducks out to the outside of turn 13, he's going to try and go all the way around the outside, just escorted to the grass there by the Mercedes.
There.
Rubbing is racing. Or so they're saying.
That's just Keeper.
We've rubbed a little bit too hard in our time, Founder.
Yeah, just a bit in last season.
Too hard, too often.
Too hard, too often, but it's just Keeper things.
It's just this circuit. It's so hard to overtake that when you get it, you go for it really hard. And the person defending goes for it hard because I know it's going to be hard to re-overtake. So hopefully the circuit changes do make a difference here.
Your previous teammate saying we're acting a little sus.
Acting sus? Simdogger's qualifying was sus. Flamed! Flamed!
Bit of a... we got Psycho and Saxo having a bit of a scuff.
Psycho's got his way through at turn 11. Wow, that's a bold move.
Didn't see that coming. He just
didn't.
Caught up to Saxo in no time at all.
Was it a mistake for Saxo? Because he was nowhere near him on my timing leaderboard.
Yeah, and Saggy, he's gearing up on Forehead for a move. Into turn 1, late on the brakes. Through turn 2, ooh, gets the rear end out. DRS, he's pushing for it, he wants to go for the move. He's going to swing to the inside. Late on the brakes, Forehead, he just gives it to him, he's not going to fight it. Very smart driving from Forehead. Not battling, not fighting, just keeping him in his own race.
Well, he's going to be in very shortly, and he'd be hoping for a safety car right about now.
Yet, but I suspect he's going to be pitting very soon onto those softs.
Yeah, definitely. Nemo got close there on the back of the Mercedes once again, but Keeper holding on once again. And that lead at the front, it hasn't changed. It is still 4.4 seconds, so Dalek and Dutchy just going hammer and tong. But Dutchy is in the pit lane.
Got Saxo.
So is
trying
Frozzle.
to chase down Bazanik for P14.
2 and 3 are in the pit lane, mate.
Battle. Oh, we got Dutchy and Frozzle going for a
in the
pit.
pit lane. Frozzy and Dutchy. Wow, mate. I have no idea. This is very surprising.
That is a very interesting strategy by the two. They've given up track position for the fresh tyres. They didn't need to.
Oh, alright. Well, I'm blown away.
They are 15 laps old, but they'd be up there in the web, but they wouldn't be crazy. So, very weird call from the...
Does Dalek respond?
No, Dalek won't respond.
He has a lap 2 respond in terms of the gap he had to them.
He's sitting up there cruising.
Oh, he's just got a 3-second penalty as well.
Just got 3 seconds. But he's burning ERS. He might see a pit from the leader here. He is burning a little bit of ERS.
Well, we'll find out very shortly as Sneaky makes his way up into the podium places for now.
Why? I don't understand. No, he's
staying out, so that's a more what we'd expect going on.
Exactly, it's a better approach to that. I don't understand why would they lose track position?
Well, we'll see how it works out. Dutchy, he is in 5th place right now. He's just moved past the saggy kid. So to get back to where he was in 2nd place, Dutchy.
He's going to have to make up near 10 seconds.
Yeah, 10 seconds. Oh, there's a car in the wall. Who is it? It's Keeper? Yeah, Keeper.
Keeper. He had a bit of a spin. Don't think he's...
And again, no safety car. Come on, lads. Spice it up for us.
Oh, Keeper has no damage.
What about Mr. Spicer? Can he spice things up for us?
The last thing Dutchy and Frozzle would want is a safety car.
It's a safety car right now.
But the more and more these drivers behind Dalek swap and change and try to get ahead of each other using pit, he's just driving off into the distance.
He's just doing his own thing, mate. Let's keep us at another turn. I think at turn 2.
He doesn't have to take the risk. He can just keep going. It's a risk to pit now.
It is. And honestly, the bigger risk is to do that. You have to push back on the softs, and pushing around here is dangerous.
Because those guys pitted, it's brought Sneaky back into the game now.
It has. I would not be surprised if Sneaky tries to make these tyres last.
Oh, it's a tough ask.
Can he, where can he get? Where can he hold on to?
He's already done 11 laps on him.
He would have been in already. He would have pitted already. It makes no sense to stay out this long. On aging soft tyres, he would have done an equal stint, you'd say, if he was going to come back in. So that's a pretty clear indication to me he's hoping for a safety car, or that he can make them last.
There's no way Sneaky can make it to the end. If he does...
Ooh, safety car, please!
Do everything there. It's a safety car!
He wishes, he prays, and he gets what he wants. A safety car.
This has brought Sneaky right back into the game. Sneaky is going to be cheering.
He will be.
Now, Sneaky, he gets another shot at Dalek, and Dalek has that penalty.
Psycho! Psycho's going to drive through for speeding.
No, Psycho, just as we're talking his consistency, gets a drive-through.
Consistently too fast under that Delta.
But the biggest story now, Dalek has a penalty, and Sneaky, penalty-free, has another shot.
Can you believe this? You couldn't write this. They will have a car between them of Fluxy.
When Sneaky took those softs on, it was the wrong strategy. It was stupid to take the softs on at that point, but he has unknowingly played it to perfection.
And Dalek's going to have to put that bag of chips away in that cockpit. And you know who this works out for the most? Well, not the most, but Dutchy came close. Came close to get him.
And Dutchy stays out though, he doesn't go for the fresh tyres.
Yeah, track position, because he has fresh softs on already.
Sure, Dalek as well, fresh softs. Dalek is going to want to push and push hard. He wants that gap. He wants this win. He's talked about how much he loves driving here.
I think he's one of the few who likes driving here.
One of the few.
And those people tend to shine around here because no one else wants to put in the time to practice because they don't enjoy it.
So, just like a bit of news just in. Sneaky only took the softs because his other set of mediums had a puncture.
Okay, that's...
And Sneaky's now
rather strange. Wow.
Sneaky's now on old softs.
Well, that makes a little bit more sense. And yeah, old softs. They could be as much as, 15% or just out of the box.
Yeah, I can't verify that info with the mediums, but
if it is true, that's rather interesting. I'd love to know how it got a puncture to begin with.
He got a puncture from driving over debris in quali.
In quali. Well, surely they could have fixed the tyre upper overnight, pumped some air back in it.
You ask too much.
I do ask too much. Sneaky was about to ask too much of those soft tyres, but he got lucky with his safety car. We'll have a look at the penalties. Yeah, we'll have a look at the penalties while we're under safety car, mate. It is 3 seconds for Dalek, 11 seconds for Fluxy, 3 seconds for Saggy Kid, a drive-through for Psycho. Nemo has 3 seconds and Vassar has 6 seconds.
So you can basically count Psycho and Fluxy out. Fluxy's just going to be a rolling roadblock to anyone behind him.
Dalek's going to be praying that he puts on the the Fernando Alonso defense for Sneaky to try and help Dalek extend that 3 second lead, but Dutchy's no walkover. He was matching the pace of Dalek on the same tyre.
No, that is right. Dutchy's going to give Dalek a hard time, and Dalek is only going to have 3 or 4 laps to pull a 3 second gap. That is a big ask.
Imagine if Fluxy didn't have these penalties, mate. He's up 12 spots. He was on a great drive. He got speeding in the pit lane there with that pit entry, plus those... that'd be 2 penalties for track extending or cutting or track limit warnings. You got Nemo up 10 spots as well, but no real big losers that are currently racing, so... And everyone on relatively softs. Yeah, everyone now on relatively fresh soft tyres. How fresh they are, you'll never know. You could put on a set of softs here and they could already be at 15% after a qualifying couple runs.
That's right with the case for Sneaky. It's already on 5 laps. I think he chucked the set he had on the start of the race back on.
Yeah. Well, that must have been his least worn soft tyres that he had access to. When do we go racing? Not on this lap. So...
Dalek is just going to want the safety car to come in as soon as possible. He needs these laps. Every lap the safety car stays out is another lap he could use.
It's another 5.3 kilometers. He doesn't have to extend his gap.
That's it.
But it's going to be 4 laps of racing if we resume at the end of this one that we're just starting now.
And we're waiting
So there's going to be a double... So 2 laps of DRS.
Looks like it. Well, I don't think we're going to have a... we'll have a lap. We'll have a lap. But Keeper, waiting on him.
He'll get there.
Dawson's Keeper.
He'll get there.
Keeper, the machine.
I wish there was a way that Codemasters just auto sort the sort of field under safety car, so it unlapped the cars that were lapped.
Yeah.
As the two Alpines just move off the circuit to let the field pass, so they're not in the middle. So well done from them. Both a lap down. So well, I think there's been illegals for Kufu, which isn't ideal. And there it is, Kufu 5-second penalty, ignoring yellows.
Looks like a bit of a commotion going on back there.
There is something going on back here.
Bit of a mix-up, bit of a bust-up.
Kufu should be able to get that removed, but currently not in the points, as the safety car will be in this lap. So we'll have lap 26, 27, 28 and 29, 4-lap dash to the end. 2 laps of DRS.
4 laps, 5 seconds. That's all Dalek's got in his mind. 4 laps, 5 seconds. He's going to have to pull a second and a quarter per lap.
It's only 3 seconds for him, so it's only 3/4 of a second a lap. But yes, he's got a mammoth task ahead of him. He's going to have the restart of his life just to give him that little boost to kick things off here. And when does he go? That is the question. He's just weaving, trying to get those tyres to some sort of appropriate temperature here as we approach turn 15. Does he go at the exit of 15? He does.
Yep, he's gone.
And Dutchy's gone with him.
Ooh, a bit of a snap out of the final corner.
So back underway we go. 4 laps to go. It is Dalek from Dutchy, from Fluxy, from Sneaky, then Mr. Spice in the background, Saggy Kid Frozzle, as he absolutely cuts the hell out of the inside at turn number 1 in his pursuit of the Ferrari ahead. And then we've got 4-head Psycho Nemo behind.
Like he's doing his best to break that gap. He's doing his best to break the slipstream. He's driving the wheels off that ass. Almost at the second. He's just pulled the second out.
Yeah, 1 second already. So he's going for it. He doesn't want to give that
the
Williams. He does not want to give him DRS at all. He wants to get on with things in the background. Battles all the time down the field. Sneaky, he's really having a look now at Fluxy.
Well, the podium position. He's already got it, but it would be on track.
Yeah, but he wants this win. He still sees that win not too far down the road. And if he can get past this Aston Martin and then find his way past the Williams, he's in with a chance. The chance is still there for him, but he's going to have one hell of a 3 and a bit laps.
I don't know. I think he'll bite off a bit more than he can chew there. Bit of a mountain to climb to get to Dalek.
Well, he doesn't have to get to Dalek. He only has to get to Dutchy.
That is true. He only has to get within 3 seconds and overtake Dutchy, so it could be on.
Yeah, he's definitely going to put his way past the Aston Martin, close into turn 1, gets the better run through turn 2, and he's going to move toward the outside line, down towards turn number 3. They are side by side on the braking, and he clears him. Fluxy lets him have it, and now Sneaky is released. 1.5 seconds to the car in front, and that is for the net lead of the race at this time. But if they fight, if they go side by side, that could push them out of that 3-second window. So what can this man do? Can he have any chance at the win? Will Dutchy claim it? Will Stalek be able to port in another couple of stonking laps to get himself outside the 3 seconds? Do not take your eyes off the screen.
We could see any one of these 3 drivers taking the race-winning trophy here tonight.
And it's a matter of don't push too hard. Don't get a penalty yourselves, Dutchy and Sneaky. Dutchy, the gap is extending to the car in front. It is shrinking to the car behind. Sneaky is slowly reeling him in. But he's going to have to reel him in a little bit harder.
He doesn't have the pace to keep up with Dalek. Dalek just has that edge over him.
Yeah, and I think this shows that Dalek was just driving consistently.
And also, he's using his resources a lot more. Dutchy, 60% ERS. Dalek, down to 28 already.
DRS enabled. Obviously, we won't get it until we go around to the far side of the lake.
And a lot of drivers. We've got the McLaren of Combat fighting Cowboy back there. But I can't take my eye off this top 3.
Nor can I, mate. I just want to look at the top guys. I just want to look at that battle for the lead, the timing. That's all I am interested in right now. We'll put the penalties on the screen and we'll set it and forget it. 2.95 seconds. Dalek is going to do this, mate.
He could do it. But down to the fat lady sings. Dutchy's pushing to try and keep it at that point, but Sneaky, he's right there.
He's got DRS now, Sneaky, but the only way I can conceivably see Sneaky doing this is getting close down to turn 1 on the Williams, making the move before they get to the braking zone of turn 3 to minimise the time lost. And that DRS will sort of drag him past that Williams if he can do it, and then somehow find the time around the back of the lap. But Dalek is extending that gap more and more.
Dalek is half a second ahead now. I reckon it's going to be tight. Sneaky's going to have to make miracles happen.
Down towards turn 3. Nowhere near close enough to Red Bull. On board.
Got a tussle for a few cars back then. Combat Rat and Cowboy side by side through turn 2. Side by side down the straight into 3.
Oh, Saxo's coming as well.
Saxo, ooh.
Up the inside of the Merc. And they're going to go side by side through the next left-hander. And shoved a little bit wide there as a throw, but inside line for him. Can he keep his foot in it? And the Mercedes goes very, very wide. Luckily finds some grip there on the outside. Back to the front. Sneaky on the back of the Williams. This is for second place.
This is just a fight for second. I think Dalek's looking pretty cruisy right now. He sets up the exit.
Sneaky gets a penalty!
Sneaky gets a penalty. And this saves Dutchy.
Yeah, all pressure off that man's shoulders.
But all pressure off.
Can Mr. Spicer somehow, can he find a couple of tenths here and get himself on the podium? Who knows?
Could, but all pressure off.
Here comes Dalek. He has won this race. Beautiful performance from him.
He's won
Lights to flag victory. He has. Dutchy is going to claim second. Well done to him.
Where will Spicer sit? Where will Spicer come?
Spicer gets him!
P3.
He gets him! Spicer gets him on the line. Mr. Spicer onto the podium. He found those extra couple of tenths. Sneaky 4th. Frozzle in 5th. The Saggy Kid 7th. Forehead in 7th.
Spicer.
Nemo in 8th. Fluxy in 9th. And Combat Rat in 10th.
Mr. Spicer from 9th on the grid comes home to get a podium for AlphaTauri. What a race he's had. A quiet race, but a good race.
Nemo up 12 spots into the points. Forehead up 4 into the points. Spicer from 9th to 3rd. But this man, Dalek, what a stunning victory from this man.
Good victory, and you just see the Tauris, they're always there. They're always finding their way onto the podium.
Yes, they do. Ever consistent. But well done to our 3 podium sitters tonight.
Dalek, Dutchy, and Spicer, and a great race from Dalek. Just controlled the race from lights to a few moments where it looked in doubt, but I think he knew he had it, so...
Yeah, when Sneaky had that moment, he looked in control of it ever since, and he delivers the victory for the Haas F1 team. Williams and AlphaTauri in the podium with him.
I'd like to say my driver, it's got to be either Spicer or Sneaky. Spicer just because he had a quiet race, but he managed to come back and get that podium, showing the Tauri's consistency yet again. But Sneaky, after having that mistake at the start of the race, managed to crawl his way up tooth and nail all the way back to P4. So equal points to both of them. I reckon both of them deserve equal driver of the day. I can't choose between them.
I'm going to throw Nemo in the hat as well, just because 20th to points is always a good result. So those 3 beautiful races from them. But yeah, Dalek, the cream of the crop tonight.
That's it. And Dalek launching a good campaign against Sneaky. Let's see how this unfolds throughout the season. I reckon Sneaky, if Dalek keeps this up, I reckon Sneaky might have a fight on his hands later on. Yeah,
absolutely. If he can deliver this sort of pace each week, Dalek is in with a real chance.
That's it. And I would love to see a championship fight.
100%, mate. So, a stunning race, a great race, and a great way to cap tonight's action off, Tier 2, before we go into a week's break.
That's it. 2 weeks break, actually. We've got Easter the following
Oh,
week.
yes, that's right. So, we can we can have too many alcoholic beverages at the GP, and then we can have too much chocolate.
Cap our AFR action for tonight. We will be back in 2 weeks' time after the Oz Grand Prix and after Easter. We'll be going to the Singapore Grand Prix, a very fun track. So all 3 tiers, after a 2 week break, will be rearing to race again. So it will be a good watch.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you from everyone at Aussie Formula Racing. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time for the Singapore GP.
Cheers, guys.